high school football fans to Dig Boy Stadium in Somerville, Massachusetts for tonight's game between the hometown Somerville Highlanders and the Beverly Panthers. Right now we're having the coin toss preceding the kickoff. And out there for the Highlanders are Nazaire, Santana, Montina, and Pierre, although I see 5, but I only have 4 captains here on my list. Oh, and Dubuque. And for Beverly, the captains should be Pat Parsons, Clayton McAlpine, and Bobby Adams. And the hometown Highlanders are 0-4, having lost to Medford, Peabody, Gloucester, and Lynn English. And Beverly is 1-3, having similar losses to Lynn English and Gloucester, losing last week to Marblehead and defeating Malden. So I couldn't quite see who will be receiving the kickoff, but both teams are obviously sky high here to get a win.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Somerville's Dilwyn Memorial Stadium. Tonight, your Somerville Highlanders will face Northeastern Conference opponent, the Panthers at Beverly High School. Somerville leads the way in ensuring sporting events are safe and enthusiastic. Give honor and respect to student athletes, coaches, officials, families, and fans by appreciating outstanding plays by all teams and athletes.
So we'll probably have the playing of the national anthem, and then we'll have the kickoff. So we'll come right back to you after the national anthem.
Not doing your part to ensure Somerville athletic events are safe and positive will result in being told to leave or being banned from local sporting events. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask you please rise and move your hats to the playing of our national anthem performed by the Somerville High School Band under the direction of Mr. Tom Westmoreland.
So we'll have the kickoff in just a moment. It's a clear night here. There's very little wind, if any at all, but it is a chilly evening, and by the end of the game we might be in the low 50s or the high 40s. So the Beverly team is taking the field. Looks like Beverly is going to be kicking off. Beverly's kicker is Joey Loretti, who's been doing the kicking all season. He usually gets them down, you know, within the 10, certainly down around the 5-yard line. So to give his defensive people time to get under the ball. And we'll be ready for the kickoff in just a moment. It's hard for me to see some of these numbers because the lights are coming right in my eyes, and I'm looking through some glass here, so you'll excuse me if I don't pick up the numbers of the players quickly. And it's taken on about the 10-yard line. He's running out to his left, and he's run out of bounds at about the 31-yard line. So Somerville will take it over, 1st and 10 on their own 31-yard line. I'll try to identify these offensive players for Somerville as soon as they get out onto the field. So it looks like the quarterback is number 8, Montina, and he's back there with a full backfield in a shotgun formation. And it's a pass out into the flat to number 1, but it's overthrown, so it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 31-yard line. He just went out into the flat, turned around, and I don't know if the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage to cause it to go over his head, but so Montina is the quarterback. Here he's yelling out. He's got 3 wide men on the right, 2 wide men on the left. Should indicate a passing play. And he gives it to number 2. No, he keeps it himself. It's a fake. And he gets out over the 35 to about the 37. So it'll be about 3rd down and 4 for the Highlanders. We'll see where the referees mark the ball. They mark it right at about the 37. So they've got to go down to the 41. So it's 3rd and 4.
3rd down.
And Molina gets some instructions from his coach. He's back out there. He's got 3 men wide right, 2 men wide left. He's shotgun formation. And there's a pass to number 1, and it's overthrown. It's over his head. And number 23, Jason Jones, I believe. So that'll bring out a punting situation for Jason Jones on the coverage for Beverly. That'll bring up a punting situation for Somerville, so they were 0-3 on their first series. So Beverly usually has Pat Parsons and Dan Morency back, and the punter will be at about his 20-yard line. The ball is a little bit high, the snap. It's a nice kick, and it's a fair catch, and it's right at the 30-yard line by Dan Morency. So with 10 minutes and 7 seconds left in the first quarter. There's only 53 seconds gone so far in the ball game on account of the incomplete passes, which stopped the clock. So the Beverly Panthers will take over on their own 30-yard line, 1st and 10, for their first possession of this game. So they have Ryan Baror at quarterback, Clayton McAlpine, the big lad, at fullback. Duncan Moreland was an excellent wide receiver. Pat Parsons and Dan Morency at wideouts. And for the first play, he gives it to, it looks like Clayton McAlpine, and he gains about, Duncan Moreland, I'm sorry, about gain of about 4, let's call it. So it'll be 2nd down and 6, or 2nd and long 6.
4-yard over to the 4, Matt Golan.
So they're starting to use Moreland as a setback, which they hadn't done before. So they have 3 men out on the right, and it's a delayed give to, and there's a big pile of bodies in the middle of the field, and Clayton McAlpine, the ball carrier, and he takes it out to about the 38-yard line. So it'll be a 3rd down and 2 for the Beverly Panthers on this opening drive of the game for Beverly. Just a little over 9 minutes left in the first quarter. And Beverly shows 3. They come out with 3 wide players on the right. And it's a keeper by Ryan Baror, and he breaks through, and he keeps fighting and dodging his way down to the 45-yard line of Somerville. Looked here like he had some open field if he would have cut to his left, but again, I'm not down there on the field. So nice gain there by quarterback keeper for Ryan Barrower. So it's a first down and 10 on the Somerville 45-yard line. So it's about a 17-yard gain for the Panthers. So they're at the 45-yard line. They got Pat Parsons in motion to the left. And it's a counter play, and it's a give to Morency. Okay, I'm sorry, that was Pat Parsons, and he gained about a 6-yard gain down to the 30, between the 38 and 39-yard line of Somerville. So they'll have a second and about a long 3 here for Beverly. So far, they've stayed on the ground. Although Beverly does have a good passing attack. When they get it in gear, they've got Duncan Moreland, Pat Parsons, who are excellent receivers, and what's more, they can move with the ball after they make the catch. So Ryan Brewer in the shotgun. And it's another keeper, and Brewer right up the middle, cuts back, and 10, about a 17 or 18-yard gain there for Ryan Brewer. And it's down to about the 19-yard line of Somerville Highlanders. So Beverly moving the ball effectively here for its first possession of the game on the ground. 7 minutes, 56 seconds left here in the first quarter.
Thank you, number 11, Ryan Barrow, first and 10.
So they put 2 men out wide right. And it's a give to McAlpine, it looks like. And he's cutting back, and he's fighting for down to about the 5-yard line. Again, I have to apologize to my viewers. That was Duncan Moreland. With these lights down where they are in my eyes, it's very hard for me to pick up the numbers of these players, and I apologize for that. But luckily, my producer Robert Dokes is outside. Without having to look through the glass, so he's spotting for me. So thank you, Robert. So it's first and goal at the 5-yard line for Beverly. It's a give to the second man through, and he cuts back, and and it's a fumble. And I don't know how the ball got way over there, but somebody must have kicked it inadvertently. But Beverly certainly doesn't want to do that after this nice, they started on their own 30-yard line, and they're down to the 3-yard line of the Somerville Highlanders. So it's second and goal, and the ball is, the nose of the ball is about the 2-yard line. So they send 3 men wide to the left, and Barrow in the shotgun. Got McAlpine there and back with him. He fakes to McAlpine, and he's trying to make it around the end, and he gets swallowed up by the defense. He didn't fool anybody on that one. He faked it into the line and kept it himself, but there was no blocking over there that he was trying to set up, but there was absolutely no blocking. He had to do it all by himself. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, so it's third down and goal. 6 minutes left in the first quarter for. So they kind of bogged down here. They had a first and goal on the 5, and now it's third and goal on the 3. So and they're all tight in. And it's a counter play, and it's a give to Morency, and he's very close, down to about maybe the 1-yard line, but he still hasn't made it in. So it's a fourth down and goal at the 1. So Beverly's kind of getting stymied here, deep in Somerville territory. And again, they have a very tight formation, and it's a fourth, and that time and that was Clayton McAlpine with the TD, and he went in there standing up. I don't know if anybody touched him. So the Beverly Panthers, with 5 minutes and 11 seconds left in the first quarter, go up 6-0, and they're going for the point after touchdown here. Joey Loretti has been their kicker. He's been very accurate on his point after. And Dan Morency will do the hold. And the ball is snapped up, and it's looks like it's good. So the Beverly goes up 7-0 here with 5 minutes, 9 seconds left in the first quarter. So Beverly took the opening kickoff on their 30-yard line, and it was all run for Beverly. Ryan Barrow having some nice quarterback keepers there of about 15 yards each to keep the drives alive. They kind of got slowed down at about the 5-yard line of Somerville, but they managed to punch it in on a 4th and goal from the 2-yard line. So Beverly will be kicking off again to the Somerville Highlanders. So it looks like for the Highlanders, number 3, Nazaire or Nazari, I don't know how Moise Nazari, number 3 is back at about his 10-yard line, awaiting the kickoff of Joey Loretti. So Beverly's got the first score of the game, should get them up, and there's the kickoff, and he takes it on about his 7. He drops the ball, and he's down to about the 5. And first man misses him, but he fights back to about the 10-yard line, and that'll be it. So, Somerville will take over 1st and 10 on the 10-yard line. That time he fielded the ball. The receiver fielded the ball, and it looks like there is a flag on that play. We'll see what. It looks like it's offsides against Beverly, looks on the kickoff. So they'll be penalized 5 yards. Oh boy, oh boy. Boy, that's a terrible penalty. Terrible on a kickoff to be offsides. That's just don't need that. They would have had Somerville pinned back down the 10-yard line. But boys are eager. They're eager to get down there, make a play. So Joey Loretti will kick off again, this time from his own 35-yard line. Just over 5 minutes left in the first quarter, 5 minutes and 1 second. And the deep man is now on his, just between his 10 and his 15-yard line. And there's Loretti. It's a kind of a squibbler, and the deep up man picks it up on his to his left, and he keeps fighting, and he's down at about the 33-yard line. So the Somerville netted about 23-yard lines on that re-kick. 23 yards on that re-kick from their inside their 10 to about their 33. We'll see where the referees place the ball. So the ball is at about the 34, right at the 34-yard line. So Somerville will take over 1st and 10, 4 minutes, 54 seconds left in the first quarter. So Somerville's showing 2 wideouts right, 2 wideouts left. Quarterback has got 1 back with him. He's in the shotgun position. And he gives it to number 2, his back, and he dives over the line of scrimmage, and he's down at about where they placed the ball, about the 39-yard line. So that's about a 5-yard gain for. He came up to the line of scrimmage where the offensive and defensive lines were tangled together, and he just leaped over them and gained an extra 3 or 4 yards. So it's 2nd and 5 for Somerville. And it's a keeper. He fakes to number 2, and it's a keeper, and he gains about 3 yards there. So it'll be 3rd and about 2 for the Highlanders. They mark it ball on about the 42-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and about 2. They've got to get down to the 44-yard line. They've got to get up to their own 44. So they're at the 42. So, and the quarterback, Montina, number 8, gets some instructions from his coach. So he's been kind of playing back and forth with number 2, faking the handoff, keeping the ball, So that time he gives it to number 2, and he breaks through the line of scrimmage, and he's off, and there was nobody, no linebackers there to back up the play. Once he broke through the line of scrimmage, to the front line, it was at a 10, 20, about a 28-yard gain there. Just broke through until the secondary was able to run him down. That was number 2, Fred Caston, I believe. Fred Caston. So it's a 1st and 10 for Somerville on the 34-yard line of Beverly. And there's there's a pass, and it's way overthrown. And it looks like Dan Morency was the closest man. The Beverly defensive back was the closest man to the, I believe that's him. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Ryan Barrow, the Beverly quarterback, who also plays defensive back. So it'll be a 2nd down and 10 on the Beverly 34-yard line. 3 minutes and 14 seconds left here in the first quarter. Number 8, the quarterback, consults with his coach, and he's back in, shifting some players around. He's got number 2, Caston, in the backfield with him. We've got three wideouts on the left, 1 on the right, and there's another long pass, and there's a flag on that play. We'll see what that's all about. But they flooded the left side of the field here, but the ball was overthrown, so we'll see what the penalty is.
Flag on the play.
Illegal man downfield, I think that's what it is. So they'll be, are they, okay, so the penalty is being declined, so it'll be a 3rd and 10. So it'll be a 3rd and 10 for Somerville. And again, they show 3 wide men on the left, 1 right, and the quarterback has got number 2, Caston, in the backfield with him. And it looks like the play was whistled dead. And no, that was a timeout actually called by the Somerville coaches before the ball was snapped. So with 3 minutes and 6 seconds left in the first quarter, the score is 7-0. The visiting Beverly Panthers are leading the Somerville Highlanders here at Dilboy Field in Somerville. I'm glad I have my producer Robert Doak spotting for me, because I'm not able to see the numbers on these jerseys almost at all with the reflection of these lights. So thank you, Robert, for helping me out there. So my producer's trying to make me feel good by saying that there have been worse conditions than this. So again, they show 3 wideouts to the left. It's 3rd and 10, and the quarterback is back with his 1 back, and he gives it to number 2, and number 2 is looking for running room, and he's stopped. Now he's still running. He was surrounded by Beverly tacklers, but just couldn't quite. They couldn't quite get him down to the turf. He got an extra 3 or 4 yards. He was stacked up, outside the 30, but he fought down to about the 28. So it's a 4th down and 5 yards for Somerville, and they're going to be going for it here on 4th down. And
flag on the play.
Let's see what it's. Who's false start against Somerville? So it'll be a 4th and 10 for.
5-yard penalty.
So it'll be about 4th and 9 now. So I don't know if that changes their decision to go for this to go on 4th down. Coaches are talking to the players. The quarterback is still out on the field, and the coach. And so the coach is talking to the quarterback, number 8, Montino. And so Montino goes back out. He's got 2 men wide left, 2 men wide right. He's talking to number 2. Caston is running back. Number 4 is in motion to the right. stops, and there's a pass, it's a deep pass, and it's dropped. That was a very well guarded. He had it there for a little bit in his grasp, and then couldn't tell whether he dropped it or the defensive back knocked it loose. But that was a very close play, but in the end, the ball was dropped by the receiver. So Beverly Panthers will take over on downs here on their own 34-yard line. 1st and 10. There are 2 minutes exactly left in the first quarter. Beverly has yet to throw a pass. They've been resorting to the run, and they've been resorting to a quarterback keeper. They've had Duncan Moreland in at running back, along with Clayton McAlpine. And there's Barorin. It's a pitch. And and Duncan Moreland, number 8, could not get around the corner. So it's a loss of about 2 or 3 on that play, back to the 30-yard line. So it's a loss of almost 4. Yeah, a loss of 4 on that. So it'll be 2nd down and about 14 for Beverly. Minute 35, the clock is running. Minute 35 left in the first quarter. Beverly just has not been able to affect that sweep this season. They just can't seem to get around the end. So it's a quick hitting play, and they gain it down to about over the 35, 36 or 37, so it'll be a 3rd down and about 8. And that was Clayton McAlpine, so it's about a 3rd and 7, let's say. They've got to get down to their own 44, between the 43 and 44-yard line. So
3rd and 7.
So it's about a 3rd and 7. And Berar fakes it. And there's a long pass there to Pat Parsons. Oh, no, that was Dan Morency. And he dove for that ball. He broken back of the defensive back. He had him beat, but the ball was overthrown. And once Ryan Berar got chased out of the pocket there, it was a rollout to the right, and then he started to get harassed, and he had to hurry his throw. So it'll force a punt by Beverly. The ball is on their 36-yard line, and Beverly will be punting. And the Somerville back is on about his 28-yard line or so. So there's the snap, and there's the kick. It's a low kick, kind of a squibby, and it takes a Beverly bounce, another Beverly bounce. It's down, rolling down and down to the 15-yard line, where it's down by a Beverly player. So Somerville Highlanders will take over on their own 15-yard line, 1st and 10, 28 seconds, a little over 28 seconds left in the first quarter. Probably have time to run 1 or 2 plays, depending upon if they have a pass play. And the Beverly Panthers, now the visiting team, are leading 7-0 over the Somerville Highlanders. So I see number 1, Myard Joseph is one of the wideouts. So they've got him wide on the left, another wide on the right. And they've got it like a I formation there. No, it's a full backfield there, and he's wrapped up right after getting the ball. I don't know if he made it to the line of scrimmage or not. That time they just had a full backfield there, and they get it about the 16, maybe a yard gain, 2nd and 9 for the Highlanders.
2nd and 10.
And the quarterback gets some instructions from his coach. He's in that full loaded backfield with 2 backs on either side of him and 1 back. And I believe that will be the end of the first quarter.
At the end of the first quarter.
And so at the end of the first quarter, the score here at Digboy Field is the visiting Beverly Panthers 7 and the hometown Somerville Highlanders 0.
Ladies and gentlemen, throughout the area, we ask that you please help to keep Digboy clean. Use the trash receptacles located on the concourse area. Thank you.
So Beverly needs this win. Both Danvers and Marblehead are 4-0, and they need a win here. They're 1-3, so they need this win to stay close to the leaders in their division. And so we start the second quarter here with the ball on the 16-yard line of Somerville, and it's a 2nd and 9. So they show 2 wideouts, and they've got that full backfield. They have a back on either side of the quarterback and one in back of him. So he's got a lot of options and choices here, and he's shown that he's willing to run as well. So, and he fakes it to the man behind him, and he's dropped for a loss. He didn't even make it to the line of scrimmage. That's about a 3-yard loss. So it'll be a 3rd down and about 12 for the Highlanders. He faked it to one back and then ran it himself, and he was just corralled before he could even take a step or two. That's a loss of about 3 yards, so it'll be a 3rd down and about 11 or 12 for the Highlanders. And they show 2 men wide out to the right and 3 men wide out to the left, signifying definitely, and we got 1 man in motion to the right, and it's a quick pass over to the flat, and he's surrounded by Beverly defensive players, but he's going around the end, and he may have made it. So very close to the 1st down. Beverly seemed to have that play all smelled out and corralled, but the runner was able to get out to the sideline, and he did. He made a 1st down. The referees are marking the ball forward. So on a 3rd and 12, that was a quick pass out to the flat, so the ball is on the 25-yard line of Somerville. A little over 10 minutes left in the second quarter. And they've got number 2 in motion. And there's another. Oh, and it's batted down. The pass is batted down by one of the Beverly linemen. So smart alert play there. The quarterback didn't draw back too far there. He barely took a step back. And I think if he'd have taken a step or 2 back before he launched that ball and set, I think that wouldn't have been batted down. But then again, these things happen in splits of seconds. So it's a 2nd down and 10 for Somerville on their own 25-yard line. And the quarterback is talking to his backs there. And there's the snap, and it's a give to the, and no gain there. Maybe a yard. He barely got over the line of scrimmage. So it'll be a 3rd down and 10 for Somerville. And the quarterback is looking over at his coaches, giving him some signals. And now they show they have 3 wideouts on the right and 2 on the left. And number 8, the quarterback is in. He's got number 2 there. Caston now next to him. And there's the pass. It's a little screen pass, and he makes the 1st down again on 3rd and long. The Somerville Highlanders convert. That was a 3rd and 10. That was a screen pass. Number 2, who was in motion, then he kind of got lost in the shuffle. And that was about a 15-yard gain. So they have the ball 1st and 10 on their own 40-yard line. It's 9 minutes and 5 seconds, the clock running here in the 1st quarter. So they've been able to get 2 3rd and longs. And it's a give to the back, and he breaks through the initial, and about a 9-yard gain. Nice little run there by Somerville. So they will have a 2nd and 1 at about their own 49-yard line. They have to get the ball over the 50, over midfield, to get a 1st down here. Beverly's been susceptible to that 3rd and long. They've been giving up a lot of 3rd and longs during this season, and it's a give to the man in motion, and he may have made it over, maybe not, depending upon where the referees spot the ball. And they're showing a first down. And the tip of the ball is just on the Beverly side of midfield, and they're showing a first down. And what's happening here is
First and 10.
It looks like they're swapping out alignment. I think they have 12. No? Okay, there we go. It's a timeout Somerville in any event. So number 54. Amritpal Singh was number 54, who came off gingerly there, favoring his right leg. So the Somerville Highlanders have the ball first and 10, squarely at midfield. They have number 6 in motion to the left, and there's a long pass downfield, and it's over the head of everybody. That time, I think that the receiver should have kept running. It looks like he stopped, and the ball was over his head. Maybe he thought it wouldn't go over his head, but he stopped running, and the ball was well over the receiver and the defender's head. So it'll be second down and 10 at midfield for the Highlanders. So number 8, the quarterback, Montina, gets a play from his coach. They have 2 men out to the right, and number 6 is in motion to the left. They give it to the big back, and number 2, and he stopped for a loss of about a yard or 2.
Loss of 1 yard on the run by
so
number 1, Joseph.
Number 2, Fred Caston, is
third and 11.
So it'll be a third down and about 11. So now Beverly has got to stop this on these 30-yard and long plays. Somehow Somerville's been able to dial up a nice long play on every one of these third down and long. They've had 2 of them so far on this drive. So they've got 3 men flooding off here on the right, 1 man on the left. And the quarterback gives to number 2, and he's stopped for probably gets back to the line of scrimmage, about to the 49-yard line. So this will force a punt by the Highlanders. With 7 minutes and 8 seconds left in the first quarter, the clock is running, and that'll force a punt. Number 11 is Larson Pierre, one of the co-captains for Somerville, so he'll be punting. And I can't see who Beverly has back there. Probably either Pat Parsons or it's okay. So they've got Dan Morency, number 3, back there. He's on his 15-yard line, and Somerville's taking a long time here getting this punt off, sending in different personnel. There's the snap. Beverly doesn't send anybody in, so it's a nice high kick, and it takes a Highlander bounce, and it's downed in about the 6-yard line there. It was a very, very nice kick by the Highlander kicker, high and deep, and the Beverly player was forced to just let it go, and it took a nice Highlander bounce. So Beverly will take over with 6 minutes and 21 seconds left in the first half. First and 10 on their own. Looks like, where's the ball? About the 6-7 yard line. So Beverly will take over deep in their own territory. So let's see if they can put together a nice sustained drive here and put some more points on the board before the first half is over. So it's a nice tight formation by Beverly. They've got quarterback, and it's a give to the back, and it's pushing the whole line forward for about a 5 or 6 yard gain. That's probably McAlpine, I believe. So it's Clayton McAlpine for a gain of about 6, and the ball is about between the 19 and the 20 yard line. So it's about an 8 yard gain. So it's second down and about 2 for Beverly on their own 19. I'm sorry, on their own 14 yard line. Excuse me, the line's here. So It's a very tight formation here for Beverly. And it's a give to one of the other backs, and it's across the 20-yard line, and that'll be a first down for Beverly. And that was Andrew Avila, number 20. Beverly does have a lot of backs that they can rotate into the lineup. Avila, Jason Jones, Parsons, Duncan Moreland, McAlpine. So the ball is squarely on the 20-yard line, 1st and 10 with 5 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first half. The clock is running. Again, they have that tight formation. And no, it's a fake. And Bearer is he's running. He gets about a 10-yard gain out of that, very close to the 30-yard line. Ryan Baror stays alive there. He was chased back about 10 yards deep.
10-yard run by number 11, Ryan Barrow.
So they mark it a first down. So Ryan Barrow manages to get a 10-yard gain out of a busted play there. 5 minutes left in the first half, and Beverly has a 1st and 10 on their 30-yard line. And so there's a timeout on the field. Timeout for Somerville. And who won? So the last time, I'm being told the last time they played here at this field, Beverly won 20-14, and there's a good trying to make it around the right end. It'll be close to a first down. He was pushed out of bounds, very close to a first down. Yeah, and it looks like the referees are no. Oh, no, it looks like he was out of bounds. It looked like he got a little bit beyond that, but referees marked it about 2 yards short of the first down. So the ball's on the 38-yard line of Beverly, 2nd and about 2. 4 minutes and 50 seconds left in the first half. And it's a fake into and Baror, and he's in trouble, but he manages to break free, and he runs again, and he makes a first down over the 40-yard line. Second, it looks like a flag on the play. It's a holding penalty for holding on Beverly. Well, that nullifies a nice saving play there by Ryan Baror. Okay, so that the referee signifying a block in the back against Beverly, so they'll be penalized.
10-yard penalty.
So they'll mark it off from the line of scrimmage, or from the they're marking it off from the line of scrimmage. So it'll be a second down and about 12. So that penalty certainly hurt Beverly there. They had a first down, close to a first down on the 40-yard line, and the penalty brings it back. So it's a 2nd and 12 for Beverly. And again, they have that very tight formation. And so they fake it, and it's a screen pass, and it looks like it's not going to go for any kind of a gain. Somerville smelled that one out. That wasn't very well executed. And that was Avila. Again, Andrew Avila. So it'll be a 3rd and about 14. The ball is on the 26-yard line of Beverly. So that penalty certainly hurt that drive. They would have had a 1st and 10 at the 40, and now they've got a 3rd and 15 at their 26. So throwing situation. Beverly hasn't really thrown the ball. Have they even thrown a pass yet? I'm not sure. Well, yeah, they threw a couple. I'm sorry, they did throw a couple of. That was a screen pass there, yeah. But they haven't thrown downfield very much. The first game of the year, they were throwing all over the place. So they show now they show 2 wideouts to the left, and then it's the McAlpine pushes, and he doesn't. He's brought down short of maybe about a 10-yard gain, but they had a 3rd and 15. So the ball's on the 34-yard line. So that'll be bringing out a 4th and about 6. 4th and 6. So force a punt here by Beverly. 3 minutes, 36 seconds, and the clock running. The Highlanders have their receiver, their back around between the 25 and 30-yard line, and so Moretti, and it's a snap, and it's a kind of a wobbly, and it does take a Beverly bounce down to about the 25, down to the 24, 23, 22, about the 22, 21-yard line where Somerville will take over. 1st and 10 with 3 minutes and 7 seconds left here in the first half. So Beverly took the opening drive, their opening possession, down for a score, and since then neither team has really done anything. The score is Beverly 7 and Somerville 0. So Somerville sends its offensive unit out onto the field. So they have 2 wideouts on the left, 2 wideouts on the right. They've got the quarterback back with number 2, and they counter, and he's stopped dead, in fact, for about a 2-yard loss there. I don't think he crossed the 20-yard line. So that'll be a 2nd down and about 11 or 12. Where do they mark it? They mark it inside the 20, so it's a loss of about 2. So it'll be 2nd down and 12 for
2nd and 12.
So the quarterback, after consulting with they got, what am I meant? Number 6. Looks like number 6 is in. So it looks like number 6. I don't know what happened to number 8. Number 6 is in at quarterback. He takes a step, and it's a high throw, but it looks like it's going to be intercepted. No, and actually the offensive player had to bat it away from Ryan Baror, who had it in his sights for an interception, and at the last second they switched places. Baror became the receiver, and the Somerville player became the defensive back. Wow. Okay. Sorry, so it's a 3rd down and 12. 2 minutes and 23 seconds left in the first half. Got two men wide left, 2 men wide right. The quarterback is back there with and there's a throw, and he catches it off his shoe tips. Oh, wow. A 3rd and long. Again, that's been the bane of Beverly all season, giving up those 3rd and long. That throw was underthrown, but the Somerville player was able to pick it up off his shoe tips. And so it's a 1st and 10 on their own 46-yard line for Somerville. 2 minutes and 11 seconds, clock running. And it's a give to the back, and he breaks through, and it looks like it's a foot race. And he's brought down at about the 15 or 16-yard line. They broke through, and it was a foot race between the Somerville back and the. So it's 2 minutes left here in the first half, and two nice plays by Somerville. Eats up a lot of yardage and puts them in scoring position here. Minute 54. 1st and 10 for Somerville at the Beverly 16-yard line. I think that play caught Beverly off guard. And there's another loft. And it was batted away by Ryan Baror. the Beverly defensive back and quarterback. Yeah, he had that play covered all the way, and it was a little bit underthrown. And so it'll be a 2nd down and 10 for Somerville. Minute 43 left in the half. Beverly leading 7-0. It'll be a 2nd down and 10 on the Somerville on the Beverly 16-yard line. And there's the snap, and it's a give to the back, and he's corralled. I think that was Clayton McAlpine before he could get to the line of scrimmage. So Clayton McAlpine, who plays a very good linebacker position. So it's a 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11 maybe. So that was a no gain on that. So 1 minute and 20 seconds and the clock running. 3rd and 10 for and there's a throw, and the ball was thrown in back of him. So it's a 4th down and 10. Looks like Somerville is bringing a kicker out. Larson Pierre is going to try a field goal here from. Looks like he'll be setting up on about the 20, 25. 24. Let's see what's happening here. No, there's a timeout. Minute and 6 seconds left in the first half. They had brought out their kicker, Pierre. That would have been 25, about a 35-yard field goal. And I can't tell whether. Yeah, there he is. Pierre is out there. And the spotter 20, about the 23-yard line. So it'll be about a 33-yard field goal, almost straight on. It's from the right hash mark. So we'll see what happens here. The ball is down and it's up, and it looks long enough, but it looks like it's through. So Somerville goes on the board with 59 seconds left in the first half with a field goal. So it's 7-3. So Somerville would seem to have been bottled up the whole first half, ran off 3 nice plays there in succession, and they went down from about their own 35 down to the Beverly 15, and then they got stymied, and Pierre, Larson Pierre was able to kick a very nice field goal. So Somerville will be kicking off to Beverly here with 59 seconds left in the first half. So Beverly usually has Parsons, maybe Parsons and Morency, or Duncan Moreland back deep. So we'll see what so the Beverly deep men are back around the 5-yard line. There's the kick, and it's a nice kick down to about the 3-yard line. And there was some good blocking there. And Duncan Moreland, nice from about his own 3-yard line out to his 30. Where are they placing the ball? 33. So it's about a 30-yard. No, where are they putting the ball? 33. So that was about a 30-yard kickoff return. There was some good blocking there. So we'll see if Beverly is content to just let the time run out here, or whether they'll air the ball out and try to put some more points on the board. There's just under 52 seconds, 51.8 seconds left in the first half. And Beverly sends 3 men wide out left. There's Ryan Burrour, and it's a screen. Clayton McAlpine, and he's got a head of steam, and it looks like he's passed all the defenders. There he goes, all the way, and it's Clayton McAlpine for a 67-yard run, And there's no flags on the field, so Beverly strikes quick.
Ferris pass to number 12, Clayton McAlpine.
Give to Clayton McAlpine there with a little bit of a little screen pass. And McAlpine showed considerable speed on that. He just swept past the Somerville defenders very convincingly. And once he got that head of speed, there was no way they were going to stop him. So Beverly is up by 13-3, and Joy Moretti will try the point after touchdown. 38 seconds left in the first half. So there's the snap, the place, and it actually made it through. That was kind of a not the prettiest of kicks, but it managed to make it through. The ball, the holder kind of had a little bit of trouble controlling the ball, but got it down at the last second and was able. So Beverly, with 38 seconds left in the first half, Beverly leads 14-3, and Beverly will be kicking off to Somerville, the Highlanders. So Beverly needed one play drive, and
ladies and gentlemen, as a reminder, there is no smoking or vaping in or around Dilboy Stadium. Thank you.
No smoking or vaping in the stadium. All right, so Joey Moretti tees the ball up at the Panthers' 40-yard line. And it looks like Somerville is almost looking for an onside kick, which I was going to suggest Beverly might do to keep it out of the hands of the deep back. But he's down around his 6-yard line or so. And they kick away, and it's a kind of a wobbly kick. He takes it on about he fumbles the ball at about the 16, and he's buried by Beverly tacklers at about the 15-yard line. So, yeah, that was a kind of a squibbing, knuckle-balling kind of a kick, and the Somerville back had a little bit of trouble handling that. And then by the time he got any room to run, he was just swallowed up by the Beverly defenders. So it's a 1st and 10 for Somerville at their own 15, let's call it, with 32 seconds left in the half. So the Somerville players are gathered around their coach. Looks like they may dial up some kind of a trick play here. Who knows? But they've got 85 yards to go to score any kind of points. So so it's a. And come on, that was a, whoa. Now what was that? That should have been a flag. He was getting, yeah, he had nobody there. That was kind of a sketchy play there by the quarterback, but he got away with it. He just threw it at the heels of the people, very violently, so there's no intent to get it to anybody. So it's a 2nd down and 10, 27 seconds left, and it's a sweep, and he's pushed out of bounds by, and
flag of the play.
Looks like holding on Somerville, so that'll push him back a little bit further. At this point, it's half the distance.
10-yard penalty.
What's it? No, maybe they'll take the full 10. Let's see where it takes them. Oh, so the Beverly declined the penalty, so it'll be a 3rd down and about 7 for
3rd and 7
for Beverly. For Somerville. 21, and the clock is running actually now. The referee's put it in play. And it doesn't look like the Highlanders want to take this snap. No, it looks like they're letting the clock run down. 16 now, the clock is stopped. Was there a timeout here? What's going on? The clock has stopped. That's it. Is the scoreboard official or is it on the field? Okay, so I'm being told that they're resetting the game clock to, looks like 19 seconds. The official time is kept on the field. And there's a running play, and he's just, looks like McAlpine just swallowed him. McAlpine was not fooled at all, and he just swallowed up the ball carrier before. McAlpine could have taken that handoff. So Somerville, why would Somerville take a timeout here? I don't understand why they would take that timeout. It's a 4th down, and so we have 13 seconds left in the half. Pat Parsons is standing at about the 45-yard line of Somerville, and he's back there. Dan Morency's back with him, and the kicker is actually in the end zone. And now what's going on? And Somerville takes another timeout.
Timeout, Somerville.
So Somerville takes another timeout here. This could be a time for a Beverly back here to make a long return. Well, it wouldn't be a long return. That from looks by where the deep men were for Beverly, they were inside Somerville territory at about the 45-yard line. And I think the Somerville coach is certainly aware of that, and he's trying to make sure that maybe punt the ball away from them, not even try to get it deep, just kind of squib it. But Beverly could take a timeout, have it deep in their Panther in Somerville territory, and then throw a couple of long passes. They'd certainly have the time to do that. They're about almost just under 14 seconds left in the first half. So the kicker, Pierre, I believe that is just inside the end zone, and they've got, and there's the kick, and it's a kind of a knuckleball, and the first man, and so the Somerville defender pushes him back about 8 yards, but the Beverly will have first down at the Somerville 35-yard line with 2 seconds left in the half. So they have nothing to lose here by just doing a long passing play here. See if they can put more points on the board. So I wonder what. Okay, Beverly takes a timeout. So that would indicate that they might be dialing up some kind of a play here to score. Say it again.
3-0 Red Sox after 1 inning.
Yeah.
3-run homer.
Okay. Well, for this isn't live anyway, so by the time, well, yeah. Oh. Red Sox up 3-0 on a J.D. Martinez home run. The official here, that the timekeeper who's sitting next to me, just advised me that the Sox are up 3-0 on a J.D. Martinez home run against the Yankees. But of course, you will be hearing this. You won't be seeing this game until that game is well over. But we're passing that down to the radio people down at the other end of the control room. Okay. So with 2 minutes and 1 second left in the half, Beverly sends 2 men out wide right, 1 man left. And there's Baror, and he throws it deep, and it's over. It's actually thrown outside the end zone.
Pass is incomplete. At the end of the half, the score is Beverly 14,
so
3.
At the end of the first half, the score here is the visiting Beverly Panthers 14 and the hometown Highlanders of Somerville 3 on a field goal by their field goal kicker. Beverly had a a long drive on their very first possession, and Clayton McAlpine scored on a 2-yard run. And then Clayton McAlpine on the first, with about under a minute to play, on a first and 10 from Beverly's 33-yard line after a return by Duncan Moreland from his own 3. Clayton McAlpine scored on a 67-yard run where he wasn't even touched. So that's how Beverly scored its 14 points. So with halftime here at Dilboy, I'm sorry, I keep getting that wrong. Dilboy Field in Somerville. We'll be back with the second half kickoff in just a moment. And to start the second half, welcome Beverly High School football fans. We're here for the kickoff of the second half of this game here at Dilboy Stadium in Somerville, where the Beverly Panthers lead the hometown Somerville Highlanders, 14-3. So Beverly has 2 men deep between their 5 and 10 yard line, and let's see, and the refs mark the ball in play. And it's a high kick, and it's taken at about the 7 yard line by the Beverly back, and Duncan Moreland, and it looks like he's up to over midfield, down to about the 48 yard line of Somerville. And Somerville are showing an offside on Somerville, but that will be declined by Beverly. So Beverly will take over 1st and 10.
43-yard kick return by number 8, Duncan Moreland. Beverly 1st and 10.
So where are they placing the ball? So they are going to assess the penalty. Okay, so it'll be at the 45 yard line of Somerville, where the Panthers will take over. And Beverly has 2 wideouts to the left. And it's a give to Clayton McAlpine, and he's got a head of steam going, and he pulls a couple of people, and he's on his feet, and he drags people for about 5 yards from about the 30 down to the 25. That's the kind of running back Clayton McAlpine is. He's just a bull, and I've said it's better to get him going straight upfield, north to south, rather than around the end. Although he does show good speed. So Beverly has a 1st and 10 then at the 26 yard line of Somerville. Beverly's come out here really sharp as Somerville looks a little bit flat here. Beverly's got 2 wideouts to the right. It's another give to the back, and that's McAlpine, and he's down to about the 17 yard line, which is almost a first down. So it'll be a 2nd down and about a yard for Beverly.
2nd and 1.
So Beverly's got to get down to the 16 yard line, between the 16 and 17, about the 17. So it's a 2nd and 1 for Beverly. And they come up, they show 3 wideouts to the left. Ryan Brewer in the shotgun, and he fakes it to the back, and it's a keeper, and he's in for the touchdown. Boy, Beverly just came out with both guns blazing on that. They about 4 plays, and they're into pay dirt. Beverly comes out
11, Ryan Barra.
really aggressively in the start of the second half, so they lead 20-3. That was just barely a minute and a half into the 3rd quarter. So Beverly had a nice kickoff return to the 50-yard line. And then Clayton McAlpine just bulldozed his way down another 18 yards, and then Ryan Brewer did the rest of it. So Joey Loretti will try the PAT out of the Warrancy hold, and it looks good. And so Beverly Panthers lead 21-3 with 9 minutes and 37 seconds left here in the third period, and the Beverly Panthers will be kicking off to the Somerville Highlanders. So far in this game, it's been all Beverly, and Clayton McAlpine has certainly showed us. I mean, he can power right up the middle of the field with defenders hanging off him on either side, and then he's got the speed to break around the end. And so far it's been all Clayton McAlpine for Beverly. So Beverly will be kicking off to the Highlanders. So Joey Loretti tees the ball up. And the Highlanders have one deep back on about their own 10-yard line. And here's Loretti. And boom, and it's a kick. It's down to about the 11 or 12-yard line, taken by the Somerville back. And he finds an alley, and he's got a hole. And he's pushed out of bounds at about the 41, 42-yard line. Yeah, he found a nice little gap there between the Beverly defenders and scooted through there, and he had to be brought down from behind. So he was pushed out of bounds at about the 41, 42-yard line. So Somerville would take over right there, 1st and 10 for their first possession here of the second half. So the Highlanders have one man out wide right and wide left, and they got that full backfield there with, and so it's a give to number 4, and he's stopped for about no gain there. He barely made it over the 40. This line of scrimmage was the 41, between the 41 and 42. The refs, they give him no gain on that play, maybe a yard loss. It'll be 2nd down and 11 for the Highlanders from their own 41-yard line. So it's a 2nd and 11 for the Highlanders. Again, the quarterback is Montino, and he's got that full backfield with 2 men on either side of him and 1 man in back of him. And there's a pass over the middle to number 1, and he catches it. It's a slant over the middle. Very quick hitting play. And that went for about an 18-yard gain for a 1st down for the Highlanders. So they're down to the 40-yard line of Beverly. And again, they have that quarterback, Montina. And there's a give to the no. He fakes the handoff, and he keeps it himself for about a 2 or 3 yard gain, the quarterback, Montina. So it'll be 2nd down and about 7, 8. See where they mark the ball. The refs mark the ball for about a 2 yard gain. So the Highlanders have it 2nd and 8 on the Beverly 38-yard line. And there's another pass, and it's caught. Again, there's a slant play, and it's a 1st down for the Highlanders. The quarterback just gets the ball and throws it immediately on a slant in by, I think if they go to the well too often on that, Beverly's going to pick one of those off. They got some very good athletes out there. So it's a 1st and 10 on the 28-yard line of Beverly for the Highlanders. And did he get back in time? No, there's a free play for the Highlanders. No, he stops running, so.
Flag on the play.
So the encroachment by Beverly, so the Highlanders get a free 5 yards, so it'll be 1st and 5. Beverly's a little bit jumpy here. Let's see.
Offsides, Beverly.
So that'll get the ball down to about the 24-yard.
Five-yard penalty. First and 5.
First and 5. So it's a first down and 5 for the Highlanders, and that went for about a 3 or 4 yard gain. So it's third down and about 1 for the Highlanders at about the 20-yard line of Beverly. They need to get
4-yard run by number 5, Terry Saeed.
It's a second down and 1 for the Highlanders on the 20-yard line of Beverly. Beverly has given up some yardage here, but they have not given up a touchdown. And there he gives it to the back. No, he keeps it, and he gets the first down to about the 16 or 17-yard line. Montino, the quarterback. So it'll be a first and 10 for the Highlanders. The Highlanders have moved this ball
First down.
quite well here for the first possession of the second half. And Montino, the quarterback, in the shotgun. And he throws it's another slant play, and this time the back dropped the ball. Number 3,
incomplete.
Moise Nazar. I have number 3, if that's correct. So it'll be a second down and 10 at the 16-yard line, 17-yard line. And there's and he's going to score on that one. Yeah, the Beverly defenders came up too quick. They got fooled on that one. So it's a score by the Highlanders. Pass out to the flat, and he just carries it in all the way. It's a nice 20-yard gain there for the Highlanders. So they score their first touchdown of the game. So the score is Highlanders 9 and Beverly 21. So Pierre, their kicker, number 11, will be lining up here for the point after, although it looks that way, unless they do a fake and go for 2 points. So with 6 minutes and 26 seconds left in the third quarter, the Highlanders have their first touchdown of the game, and the referee signaling timeout Highlanders. So maybe they're trying to dial up. It doesn't look like the Highlanders have the right people out there. It looks like they're swapping out some folks, and it looks like they're probably going for 2 now. Yeah, they're taking the kicker off the field, and they're going to go for 2 points. And if I have my guess, I think they're going to do a slant here and try to hit the slanting player there. And he's down, and so looks like he was looking to pass the ball, but and when he turned around, he had Beverly defenders in his face, tried to run, and he was brought down. So the 2-point conversion by Somerville is not successful. So the score is the Beverly Panthers 21 and the Somerville Highlanders 9, and the Highlanders now will be kicking off to Beverly with 6 minutes and 25 seconds left in the third quarter. So the Highlanders had a nice long drive there. Again, they're able to do that third and long, but Beverly just hasn't been able to stop those third and long all season. So I think Beverly would just maybe a little bit too aggressive trying to charge the quarterback, and they left some open spots there. But anyway, here comes the kickoff. Beverly isn't expecting onside. They've got 2 men deep between their 5 and 10. It looks like Ryan Baror and Duncan Moreland. Am I right? And there's the kickoff, and it's taken by Duncan Moreland at about the 4-yard line. And he's got a return, and he's finding a little bit of an alley, and he's over the 25 down to about the 26 yard line where Beverly will take over 1st and 10.
21-yard kickoff return by number 8, Duncan Moreland, 1st and 10.
So that they mark the ball at the, let's see where he puts the ball down, the referee. He puts it down at the 27-yard line. So Beverly will start 1st and 10 on their own 27-yard line on this series of downs, on this possession. Ryan Brewer at quarterback for Beverly. He's got Clayton McAlpine deep. He's got and he gives it to McAlpine right up the middle, and McAlpine gets maybe 3 yards up to about the 30-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and about 7 for Beverly. And
2-yard run by number 12, Clayton McAlpine, 2nd and 8.
So the center comes out over the ball. Beverly comes out. They've got 2 men out wide to the left. And Ryan Brewer under center, and he gives it on a quick counter. Oh, he's got that. I was faked out myself there. Should have given the ball off. That was a good job of hiding the ball. And so it's a 3rd and no gain on that play. I thought that it was a quick hitting play to that first man through, who broke through, and I thought he was gone. But Brewer kept the ball, and then so it's a 3rd down and 8, loss of about a yard on that play. So Beverly again, 3 men wide out left. And Ryan Brewer is in the shotgun. And there's and it's caught. And boy, fighting. I think that's that's Dan Morency, who fought for some extra yardage. He wouldn't go down, and Beverly is up to midfield, so they will keep this drive going with a 1st and 10 at midfield. That was a nice play there. Brewer had no pressure on him in the backfield, and he just set up, planted his foot, and threw a nice pass to a slanting Dan Morency. Again, they show 3 wideouts to the left. Brewer back in the shotgun, and he fakes it to his, and that he didn't fool it to. He had 2 men on him immediately, so Brewer, I think they may have been going to the well too often on that play. Somerville seems to have smelled that one out, so it's a 2nd down and about 12 for Beverly. So Ryan Brewer. So the Panthers lose about a yard or 2 on that particular play. They've got 3 wide to the. Okay, Beverly takes a timeout.
Timeout, Beverly.
So it's a 2nd and long for Beverly here. As the 3rd quarter is winding down, 3 minutes and 35 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Beverly wanted to make sure that they get a good playoff here. Beverly leading 21-9 here at Dilboy Field. And Moreland in motion. He gets the ball, and he's cutting upfield, and it looks like he's very close to the 1st down, maybe a yard short. He had to get down to the 40, and he got down to about the 41 or so. So Beverly will have a 3rd and 1. They actually give him, maybe it's a 3rd and 2, third and a yard and a half maybe. So the Panthers need to get another short gain here to keep this drive going. So it's a give to McAlpine, and McAlpine is down to about the 35-yard line, so gain of about 6 or 7. So far it's been Clayton McAlpine pretty much. He's got a lot of yardage in this game. I'm sure he's over 100 yards already. with that 67-yard run. He's had a couple of 10s and 12s, and he's been grinding it out. So it's first down and 10 for Beverly in Somerville territory at the Somerville 36-yard line. 2 minutes and 40 seconds, the clock running here left in the third quarter. Have a nice tight formation this time. Barrar under center. Takes the snap, and it's a counter play over to the that's Andrew Avila down to about the 24-yard line. It'll be another first down for Beverly. Now Beverly can rotate in a lot of running backs. They got Jason Jones and Avila and Clayton McAlpine, and of course Duncan Moreland can get the ball. So can Pat Parsons and Dan Morency. So they've got a lot of tools there. A lot of good skill men, good athletes. And again, they show that tight formation with that double. And again, it's to McAlpine. He cuts to the outside, and he's in for the touchdown. And no flags on the field, and Clayton McAlpine scores another touchdown here.
Touchdown run by number 12, Clayton McAlpine.
So Clayton McAlpine, that play was designed to go off tackle on the left-hand side, but he saw a little bit of room on the left-hand side, and he showed some good speed there. So Beverly is up now 27-9 with a minute, just under 2 minutes left in the third quarter. So McAlpine with about a 23-yard run there for the score. And Dan Morency on the hold. Joey Moretti to kick. Ball is down, and it's kicked, and it's good. So Beverly leads 28-9 over the Somerville Highlanders here at Dilboy Field. And with a minute and 58 seconds left in the third quarter. So Clayton McAlpine has been doing a lot of the heavy lifting here in this game for Beverly. So Beverly will kick off from their 40-yard line, and Somerville sends number 3 deep, Moise Nazari, or Nazaire. I don't know how I'm pronouncing, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. If I'm incorrect, I apologize to the Somerville fans. And he's down at about his 7 or 8 yard line. Joey Moretti kicking off, and he kicks it, and it's a squibbler, and it's squibbling down around the 20, and he's lucky he managed to land back down on that ball. He still didn't have contact with it and finally fell on it. Never fielded it cleanly. Yeah, it looks like Somerville has been having trouble with those kickoffs kind of all night long, where they just can't seem to get the handle on the ball. So that day, he was lucky he was able to land back on that ball, because he had Beverly people all around him. So Somerville will take over 1st and 10 on their own 17-yard line, let's call it, with a minute and 49 seconds left in the third quarter. Beverly leads 28-9, and Somerville goes out. Their quarterback, number 8, Luis Montina. They show three wideouts on the right, 1 on the left. They've been successful on these slant patterns, and he gives the ball to the man in motion to the right, and he's stopped after hardly any gain, maybe a yard. Beverly strung that play out, and he wasn't able to cut up field at all. So I don't think they're showing any gain. So it'll be a second down, and, well, they're giving him maybe a yard on that play. That time, the man flanked on the left came in motion to the right, and the quarterback took the snap and gave it to the man in motion. He's trying to get around the end, but he didn't get too far. So they got this 3-man situation here where he Oh, and he's down for a loss. So they lost about 4 yards on that play, 3-4 yards, back down to the 15-yard line. So Beverly
Lost 2 yards in the run by number 5, Terry Saeed. 3rd and 11.
So it's a 3rd and 11 for the Highlanders from their own, looks like 16-yard line. Just over the 15. So this is another 3rd and long. And they got 3 men wide out to the right, 1 wide out to the left. They've been going to that slant pattern, and that's what they try a screen pass, and that goes nowhere. Maybe a yard or 2, but it'll be 4th down in about 9 or so. And number 11, the kicker Pierre, is out on the field already, ready to punt to Beverly. So Beverly will take over in good field position here. So the ball is placed on the 20-yard line, and he'll be, looks like he's actually in his end zone. No, he comes out a little bit. No, he'll be kicking probably when he gets the ball and kicks it probably about the 5-yard line. So Beverly,
third quarter, the score is Beverly 28.
And that's the end of the third quarter here at Dilboy Field in Somerville, where the Beverly Panthers are leading the Somerville Highlanders by a score of 28-9. And I'd like to remind you, Beverly fans, that this is BevCam bringing you these games. My name is Walt Kosmowski, doing the play-by-play. And my producer today, who's doing double duty as producer and spotter, well, triple duty, and he's also doing camera, Robert Dokes. We have a very abbreviated crew here on account of some health issues and family issues by some of our crew. So thank you, Robert, for that. So Beverly will, Somerville will be punting. They have the ball, and the line of scrimmage is the 20-yard line, so the Somerville punter will be probably down near his goal line. So Beverly's deep men will probably be within Somerville territory, probably down around the 40, 45. So they have Dan Morency actually at the 40-yard line. The kicker Pierre is standing on his 5. And it's a fake, and they didn't. Oh, maybe they did. Oh, I think they made it. And that was a fake kick. And boy, they cut Beverly off. They cut Beverly flat-footed, and they pick up the first down on a 4th. They set up to kick, and it's a fake kick and passed it, and it just made the 10 yards to the first down marker. It's 10 minutes and 40 seconds, the clock running here in the 4th quarter. They got number 6 in motion to the left, and there's a long pass to number 3, but it's incomplete, overthrown again. Ryan Baror covering.
2nd and 10.
So the Highlanders get another set of downs here on that fake field or fake punt that they executed. So a little bit of trickery there on the part of the Highlanders. So incomplete pass, so that'll make it a 2nd down and 10. The ball is on the 29-yard line and it's a give to number 4, and he's pushed out of bounds for no gain, maybe a loss of 2 yards. So it'll be 3rd down and about 12. And again, Clayton McAlpine there pushed him out of bounds, and he's one heck of a linebacker. And this game, Clayton McAlpine has just been doing it on both sides of the ball. So it's a loss, so it'll be about 3rd and 11 for the Highlanders. Ten minutes and 26 seconds on that out-of-bounds play for left in the 4th quarter. And there's a pass to number 3, and he's And they don't make it. It'll be a 4th down now from their own 35. We'll see if they...
Martinez pass to Bomo Nazaire is good for 5 yards.
Yeah. So it should be 4th down, right? Yeah. 4th down and about 4. So we'll see if they punt or they try it again. They're running out of time here, and they're 3 scores behind. So they decide to go for it. So for 4th and 4 from their own 35-yard line, the Highlanders are going to go for this. And we'll see. They've been very successful on that slant or give to the right. No, he breaks one tackle, breaks another tackle. He's going all the way. No. And Jason Jones chases him out on about the 20-yard line of Beverly. Boy, oh boy, that was so that was a quarterback there, and very nice play by the quarterback on about a 15, 20, 30. That's about a 45-yard gain for the Highlanders. So they have a 1st down on the Beverly 20, 21, 22-yard line. There's another long pass, and it's a touchdown. He got the Beverly defender turned around. And there's a very quick, the Highlanders made very good use of that fake kick on 4th down for a conversion. Then they get a long run from their quarterback and one play in, 22 yards, and they score for a touchdown. So the score now is 28-15. And that was a very quick series of plays there by the Highlanders to score. And anytime Beverly thinks that they might have this game in hand, they've got to. They can't take anything for granted here. Both of these teams have shown that they can score very quickly. So they're going for the 2-point conversion. They've got the field spread out. They've got number 6 in motion. He stops, and and looks like he's in for the 2-point conversion. No, is he in? Is he not in? No whistle yet. No. I think the refs just let that pile swing back and forth and back. It was difficult to say what was going on, but they did make the 2-point conversion. So the Beverly, so it's 28-17 now after that 2-point conversion. 6 and 2 is 8. 9 and 8 is 17. 9 and 8 is 17. They got a 2-point conversion. Yeah. So, the Highlanders creep within 11 points here of the Beverly Panthers, and I wouldn't put it past them. I think they're going to do an onside kick here. They've been kind of successful in some of these trick plays, and I think Beverly is thinking the same thing. So they're bringing their skill people with the good hands very close to the 50-yard line in case of an onside kick, which I do believe they'll go for here. That's the way they're going to win this game. 9.5 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Beverly has one back deep, and they've got a lot of men close to the 50-yard line. Everybody's kind of within 10 yards of the, and they got it. They got it. It hit so it hit a Highlander. So let's see what the refs are going to do. They touched it. Okay, so they touched it before it went 10 yards. And, yeah, okay, so that means that it... yeah, so the ball, they did try an onside kick as we suspected they would, but the ball did hit one of the Highlanders. before it went 10 yards. And that's a legal procedure. So I don't know what, do they re-kick with the 5 yards back, or do they mark a penalty? Not sure what they do in this case. Robert, do you know what they do in this case? It's up to the coach. My producer and spotter, Robert, says penalties declined. So what are they going to do? Take the ball? 45-yard line. So Beverly gets the ball 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line of the Highlanders. So that little bit of trickery there, which we expected they would do. They actually did the recovery, but it unfortunately hit a Highlander player before.
Beverly, 1st and 10.
Okay, so Beverly comes out then 1st and 10 at the Highlander 45-yard line. And Beverly can't be complacent here because the Highlanders have shown that they can score quickly. So it's a give to Jason Jones, I believe. Avila, that's Andrew Avila, and he fights down for about a 14-yard gain down to about the 31-yard line of the Highlanders. And as I say, Beverly has some good backs. They still have Jason Jones, who hasn't played yet. He may have been in the lineup, but I don't think he's gotten a handoff yet. And Andrew Avila, they've got Dan Morency, and yeah, so 8 minutes and 30 seconds the clock running. So they'll be running. So that's a give to McAlpine, and he's pushed back, and he's backed up. He's still not down. He's fighting, but it looks like about a 3-yard loss on that play. McAlpine just didn't, he should have been running forward. He's trying to run sideways. But again, I'm not going to second guess the guy. He's got 3 touchdowns in this game and probably 150 yards running. So Beverly, they mark it.
No gain on the run by number 12.
So no gain. So the ball is at the 31-yard line of. So 7 minutes, 48 seconds left in the game. The clock is running, and it's a pitch back to McAlpine, and he's got blockers in front of him, and he's got the first down inside the 20-yard line, maybe the 19. So he had some good blocking out in front of him that time. That cut back on the Somerville defenders. So ball is out of bounds, so the clock is stopped with 7 minutes and 38 seconds. The ball is right on, squarely on the 20-yard stripe right now of Somerville. And I think Beverly will just want to keep the ball on the ground, run out the clock, and protect this lead. And again, there's another pitch to, and McAlpine is down to about the 5-yard line, twisting and turning and knocking people down. There's a Somerville player kind of slow getting up, but he gets to his feet. Seems to be all right. So the ball is down to the 5-yard line to Somerville. And is that a first down? First and goal at the 5-yard line for Beverly. So that was another Clayton McAlpine. He's easily got to have 150 yards in this game, showing us power and speed. So Beverly comes out again, tight formation. They've got McAlpine behind Baror. Kind of a double slot there on the right. I don't know what you'd call it. Oh, and Baror flubs the snap from center, so it'll be a second down and goal on the 5. So that time Baror didn't get the ball cleanly from the center.
Second and goal.
6:44 in the clock running. So it's a second down and goal. So Beverly comes out now. Again, it's a second down and goal from the 5-yard line of the, and it's a counter play there, and he scores. I think that was Pat Parsons or Dan Morency, looked like. Oh, that was Andrew Avila, sorry. So Andrew Avila in for the score for Beverly. And so that's 34 now. They add another 6 points to their total, so it's 34-17 in favor of the Beverly Panthers. And Joey Moretti in to try the pat, point after touchdown here. Beverly been very consistent in this game. They've and Moretti back, and Dan Morency the holder. There's a snap, the set, and it's good. So the score is 35-17 in favor of the Beverly Panthers. So Beverly will be kicking off here to the Highlanders. I hope she's okay. I'm doing play-by-play at the Somerville Beverly football game right now. So Beverly will be kicking off here, Joey Moretti, and Somerville has one man deep. He's standing on about his 10-yard line. I'm sure Moretti will try to get this ball as deep as he can. And it's another squibbing kick. It's taken by one of the upmen at about the 32-yard line, and he's squibbing and running, and boy, oh boy, he almost broke that thing. And he's over the 50-yard line. So that time that squibbing kick there backfired on the Panthers. The Somerville man was able to snare that ball out of midair, just like a cutoff man in baseball, and he kind of juked and moved his way up to midfield. So Beverly turning over good field position to the Somerville Highlanders. So they've got it 1st and 10. The nose of the ball is exactly on the 50-yard line. And they've got 2 wideouts right, 2 wideouts left. Number 6 is in motion to the left. And it's a give, and that was a nice run there. A little bit short of the first down. He's got to get to the 40 for the first down. And he's just shy of the Beverly 40-yard line. No, he had to be over the 40. The ball was on the 50-yard line. He didn't make it over the 40. So it's a 2nd down and 1 for the Highlanders. Looks like Beverly didn't have the right personnel out on the field there. I think Beverly may have too many men on the field. I don't know. Don't say anything. And it's a give to number 2. He's got the first down and then some. And he's down the sideline, and he's going to go all the way. Number 2. This game is not over, folks. Beverly just took over 2 plays, and the Highlanders have a touchdown. So Beverly's let them take over at midfield. They got a 9-yard gain down to the Beverly 41-yard line, and then it was a sprint down the sideline by number 2. He's shown us a lot here. They're going to go for 2 points here. And there's a pass, and it's knocked down. So no, the 2-point conversion fails. So it's with 5 minutes and 17 seconds left in the game. The score is Beverly 35 and Somerville 23. And I'm sure they're going to try another onside kick here. They've got nothing to lose. That last one actually worked, but the ball managed to hit off of one of the Somerville players. The Beverly upmen on that onside kick. The ball doesn't have to go 10 yards before they can they can get it. They can smother that ball anytime, and I think they were waiting for the ball somehow to go 10 yards, so they don't have to. The defense, the kicking team would have to wait till they touch it. But the Beverly Panthers can grab that ball at any time. It looked like they were waiting for the ball to go 10 yards and kind of watching it, and they could have jumped on it at any time. Yeah. So Somerville will be kicking off again here, and they've shown that they can score very quickly. And Beverly again is expecting a onside kick. They've got one deep man, and is that Jason Jones deep? I think. So, and I would expect an onside kick here. So Beverly's got all 10 men all within 5 yards, 5-6 yards of the 50-yard line. And it's taken by the Beverly man, and he downs it at the 49-yard line. That's Malumba. And so Beverly will take over 1st and 10 on the 49-yard line. And that's smart thinking there by Malumba. As I said, the ball does not have to go 10 yards before the offense. The receiving team can grab it, and he did that. As soon as the ball hit, he was on top of that ball. So it's 1st down. Beverly should be able to run out the clock here. 5 minutes and 17 seconds left in the game. And Ryan Brewer comes out at the quarterback position. And they should be able to run this ball. They've got McAlpine, who's had a heck of a game here so far. And they've got there it's a give to McAlpine, and he's running sideways, and he's pushing, and he gains about 4 yards down to about the 45-yard line. Boy, he's got to go straight ahead. Don't go sideways. Hit that hole and kick it into gear.
3-yard run by number 12, Clayton McAlpine, 2nd and 7.
And so it's about a 4-yard, 3-yard gain here down to the 46-yard line. So it'll be a 2nd down and about 7 for Beverly. They've got to get down to the 39-yard line of the Highlanders for a 1st down. 4 minutes, 37 seconds, 4 minutes, 36. The clock running. So Beverly will be content to keep the ball on the ground and just try to grind out a couple of 1st downs and put this game away. It's a long count, and it's a give to counter, and there he is, and he gets a 1st down and some more, and then he stopped and pushed back, so he gets down to about the 36-yard line of who was that, Robert? Duncan Moreland on that play. That was a delayed handoff to Moreland, and waiting for the Somerville men to commit themselves, and then. That was a nice little run, nicely conceived play by Beverly. So Beverly is 1st and 10 on the 36-yard line. The clock is running with 4 minutes and 10 seconds left here in the game. Beverly comes up to the ball on the 35-yard line, 1st and 10. They've got that tight formation with those 2 double slot guys there right next to each other. And again, it's to Duncan Moreland, Clayton McAlpine, and he goes straight ahead for about 3 or 4 yards. So it'll be about a 2nd down and 7. See where they place the ball. And so it's 2nd down and 8 for Beverly. 3 minutes and 38 seconds. The clock running. And
2nd and 8.
And I don't know if there's a timeout. There's a timeout on the field. The Somerville took a timeout there. They're getting some defensive signals from their coach. I think if Beverly gets this 1st down, that pretty well should solve the game away if they stay on the ground. Well, unless the Highlanders have some additional timeouts here. Yeah. So it's a 2nd down and 8 or 9 for Beverly. They've got to get down to the 26-yard line of the Highlanders to keep this drive going and keep the Highlanders away from the ball. Again, they show that same formation, and it's a pitch back to Moreland, And he's got the first down and then some, and he's fighting down to about the 15-yard line. So it's a nice gain there, about a 20-yard gain for. So the clock is stopped just as soon as the referee puts the game. So the clock is running now. The ball is put in place. So that's a first down for Beverly on the 15, call it the 14-yard line of the Highlanders. They're not in any hurry to get this ball in play, although they don't want to be penalized for delay game. Again, they have that double slot thing going on here. First and 10, and it's a counter play there to Avila, and he's submarined at about the 12-yard line. So it'll be a second down in about 7. The
1 yard run, number 20, Andrew Avila.
So the ball is on the 12-yard line. So it's a second down and about 8. They've got to get down to the 5. They have it on about the 12. So yeah, so it's a second down. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the ball game here. And and he drops the ball. And he punches forward down to about the 15-yard line. So it'll be third down and about. Timeout Somerville. So it'll be a third down and about. I'm sorry, I misread my line, my yard markers there. It's down to about the 8-yard line for Beverly. And they've got to get down inside the 5 for a first down. So it's third and about 4, let's call it, for Beverly, third and 3.5. And Somerville taking a timeout. 2 minutes and 7 seconds left in the game.
Timeout Somerville.
So the score here in the fourth quarter is Beverly 35 and Somerville 23. 2 minutes and 7 seconds left here in the game. Beverly with the football, third down and 3, let's call it. Third down and long 3, third down and 4. Deep in Somerville territory at about the Somerville 9-yard line. So they've got to get just inside the 10 to pick up a first down. I'm sure this is two down territory here. So Beverly, both teams have had a chance to talk over their strategy here for the remaining 2 minutes of the game. So again, it's another pitch back to Clayton McAlpine, and it looks he's touchdown, it looks like. Yeah, it's a touchdown. The referees, so that's about an 8-yard run for Clayton McAlpine. That's his 4th touchdown of the game.
9-yard touchdown run by number 12, Clayton McAlpine.
So McAlpine has just been a monster here on offense for Beverly. So 2 minutes left in the game, and Beverly leading 41-23, and they've got Joey Loretti in to try the point after touchdown out of a Pat Morrissey hold. And it's placed, and it's kicked, and it's good. So its score now is 42-23 in favor of the Beverly Panthers against the Highlanders of Somerville. 2 minutes left in the game. It's been a lot of action in this game, a lot of points scored. Robert, you can use. I'll have the Beverly helicopter come in and whisk my producer Robert Dokes has to, after this game, he's got to get the footage back to the studio in Beverly. We're out here in Somerville, and try to get it to the coach as soon as he can. So Robert's day is not done. After this game is over, I can go home, but Robert's got to go back to the studio and get the films ready. So here we go. 2 minutes left in the game. I think it's try to just. Yeah, no, he does kick it deep, and it's at the 15-yard line, and he reverses field. He reverses field again, and he's collared at about the 36-yard line. So that time the Somerville runner reversed field twice. It looked like he was going to be collared. One man ran past him, had a hold of his shirt, but ran past him, and he was able to juke to his right, juke to his left. So a minute and 50 seconds left in this game, and scores 42-23 favor of the Beverly Panthers. So I imagine the Highlanders here will be trying all sorts of wacky, tricky stuff to get there. They need their 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns behind, 19 points behind. So it's a give, and so the clock is still running. The referee shows so that he was pushed back. Their loss of about 5, 6, 7 on that one. Where are they going to place the ball? Forward progress. So they mark the ball on the
loss of 2 yards on the play by Fred Caston.
Loss of about 3 yards on that play. So it'll be a second down and 13, let's call it. Minute and 26 seconds left in the ball game. Okay, that's going to be difficult. So, and there's so that's you're not going to get the points that way. Just these short passes, but they gained about 8 yards on that. So it'll be a third down and about 3. Third down and they got to get down to their 48-yard line. They're at their 43. So they need 5 yards here, 3rd and 5. But I don't know why they're just trying to get short gains here. They need to go downfield. They're 19 points behind, and there it is, and it looks like it's going to be intercepted by Ryan Beror. Oh, he had the interception in his hand and then dropped it on the way down to the turf. Again, that turned out to be Beror, looked like the offensive player, and the Somerville player had to play defense. So it's 4th down and 4. They're going to try this. It's 59, just under a minute to play in the game, 59 seconds. And so if they can convert here, or if Beverly takes down, and they got the guy in motion, and it's a fake, but he doesn't make it. So he faked it to the man in motion and tried to take it himself, and I don't think he got maybe over the 45 to the 46, but he had to get to the 48. So Beverly will take over with 52 seconds left in the game on the 4th down stop. So I imagine they'll just take a knee here, and so this has been a exciting football game, actually, for a team that's 1-3 and 0-4. There's a lot of offense here. And Beverly showed some good speed, and they didn't pass the ball very much. They relied on the run. And Beverly, their first game of the year, they came out gunning. They came out passing. I think Ryan Beror had like 9 completions out of 12 or 13. I think Duncan Moreland had like 6 of those for like 120 yards. And so what's happening here? They're just going to take a knee, I guess. Yeah. So. And Beverly takes a knee, so that should do it for the game. They don't want to So the clock is running with 43 seconds. They probably will need to get another play off. What do they have, 45 seconds after the ball is marked in play, Robert? So, yeah, so it looks like they might take another knee here, and that'll be. So Beverly takes a knee, and that should be the ball game with 22 seconds. The clock is running. So this game seemed to be all Beverly, but Somerville did show some good offense. And the final score here at Dilboy Field is the Beverly Panthers 42 and the Somerville Highlanders 23. And this game was all Clayton McAlpine. Clayton McAlpine scored 4 times. One on a 66-yard run from scrimmage on the first play of that series. And then he scored on a 12-yard run here in the fourth quarter on a screen pass and
final
run.
Score, Beverly 42, Somerville 23. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight. The Highlanders will be on the road next week at the
and so Beverly goes to 2 wins and 3 losses with this win. The Somerville Highlanders 0-5. They did show, I don't know whether it was the Somerville offense or lapses in the Beverly defense. I don't want to take anything away from Somerville. They had some nice plays. They converted on some long third down. They tried a couple of onside kicks and were penalized for one because the ball touched the player before going 10 yards. And then they had a fake 4th and 4 punt that they scored a first down on, and that they actually went downfield and scored on that. So that worked out very well. So from Somerville here, Dilboy Field, again, the Beverly Panthers 42 and the Somerville Highlanders 23, and this game was Clay McAlpine on offense and of course on defense as well. He was hitting guys behind the line of scrimmage for losses and forcing men out of bounds. So this Clay McAlpine played a heck of a game. I will give him the Player of the Game award. So for BevCam, this has been Walt Kosmowski, your play-by-play, and my producer Robert Dokes. Thank you for watching, Beverly High School football fans, and we'll see you next time.